Hey everybody, it's Mrs. A. Thanks for swinging back by the channel. I missed you. I'm so glad you're back. I wanted to bring you outside because the torrential rains have broken, and I was really finding a lot of tranquility out by the creek, and so I wanted you to come join me. I am continuing the conversation about Twitter with all of you, and someone brought up a really great point about Twitter impressions. And so I just wanted to concentrate and not be distracted by nature around me and talk a little bit more about Twitter. Now, for some of you who went into your analytics and set things up, you noticed that one of the first numbers that they give you at the top when you log in to your analytics is impressions. And as the conversation on LinkedIn continued one day and we got to talking about how many impressions, then everyone was some were being thrown off. But basically the impression is what it sounds like, and that is that your tweet was seen by another tweet in the Twitter sphere. And so if you and I followed each other and you tweeted something and I saw it appear in my stream, that would be an impression. Or if I didn't follow you and you tweeted something, hashtag romance, let's say, and I searched for that hashtag and saw your tweet, that would be an impression. So before any engagement or favoriting or retweeting goes on, the impression is someone else seeing your tweet. And I hear you saying, why does this matter? I'd rather be writing. Very good point. In the analytics, the feedback of impressions will help you to see that you're not just tweeting out into the nothingness, plunk, and then off it goes, never to be seen or heard from again. This gives you approximate. Twitter says that these numbers are approximate. It's not like you should base everything off of this number, but that it's an approximate number of people who saw your tweet. So as you further experiment with your tweeting and your scheduling and looking to see what kind of feedback you're getting through these impressions, you might start to notice that there are certain times of day or evening when your tweets jump a little bit more and get a little bit more engagement, a little bit more excitement. People are clicking on it, favoriting it, whatever. So if you tweet early in the morning, 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it got low impressions within a 24-hour, 48-hour period, because each individual tweet is broken down. You not only get impressions for all the tweets you tweeted today, but you can then go in and look at each individual tweet. How many impressions did this tweet get? How many retweets, favorites, etc. But if you tweeted something approximately the same 10 o'clock at night, and woo, you got a couple hundred impressions off of that, that might help you to see that your audience is more active at night. And depending on your genre and your audience, the people who are interested in what you have to say, you'll start to see a pattern forming. You know, I personally get way more impressions early morning until about 2 o'clock. And then after that, people actually buckle down to work and turn off Twitter because they're tired of it, or they're moving on to something much more important. And so I could tweet about articles from Fridge Magazine that I write late at night, but that audience is not engaged at that time. Whereas the last day of June, I had a tweet with a link to my Fridge Magazine article scheduled for, 6:30 or something. And so by the time I roll around checking my analytics, boy, I had like 2,300 impressions. Oh my gosh, So that helped for me to see that the morning crowd is really in tune to what I'm trying to share and the things that I like to talk about. So once I get to mid-afternoon, late afternoon, I do still have tweets scheduled, but I don't throw out as much, and I don't really worry about the afternoon and things, because over the course of the year, I've seen that my impressions are way up in the morning. And so that number is going to be a really great number for you to look at. Now, once I see your tweet, if I favorite it, Twitter will have a separate graph just for favorites, and it'll break down a separate graph for retweets. It'll have a separate graph for if I replied to your tweet, and then if you replied to me, and it will then look at those components of engagement and create another graph called your engagement rate. So it is just trying to give you a lot of information so that, not to overwhelm you, but so that you can have the information available to you, whatever is most pertinent to you. You might be all about just gaining followers at the moment. You might not be about engagement rate or how many retweets you got, or you might be more overall looking at your impressions and not really so concerned about how many favorites you got today and all that, which is totally understandable. And that's the great thing about the diversity of Twitter, is that you can work it how you want it to get out of it what you're looking to get out of it. So I hope that has broken it down a little bit for you. There is no graph, chart, rule anywhere that talks about how many impressions you have to get in a day or you're a loser. So however many you got today or however many you got yesterday is just about today. You know, nobody has to know it, nobody has to see it. And it can just be something for you to build upon. Now, last year at this time, if I got 2,000 impressions the entire month, I was amazed and ecstatic. And so as I have learned in the past year to work on those hashtags and work on the time of day that I'm tweeting and the content that I'm tweeting about, now I'm in the 40,000 impressions per month range. So it took, like I said, it took a year from a year ago when the book Baby first came out, yay! But over time, you know, I've been steadily increasing, and so that can totally be you too. And it doesn't have to, that does not mean that I send out 50 tweets a day. That doesn't mean that I'm on Twitter all the time. I might send out 5 or 6 a day in my schedule that I pre-write and pre-plan to send out, because I try not to clutter up the day with too many, and I try to space them out. Every couple hours I'll have one sent out. And if I happen to be on Twitter or see an article that I want to tweet about live during the day, I'll do that, but it's not always. So don't think that because I got 40,000 impressions this month that means that I sent out 50 tweets. Some people do. Some people have not just Hootsuite, but they have all different kinds of programs that can suggest tweets to them that they use to throw out a lot of tweets. And so I'm sure they get a lot more impressions than I do. But that's not what it's about for me. I really want to share the content that I find beneficial, like this video and my channel. So it's all about what you want. So I hope that this has cleared up a bit of the terminology of Twitter. If not, comment below and let me know, because I'm all about talking with you guys. I'm a newbie and I'm in the same boat that you are, and we're all in this together. So also feel free to subscribe so that as we continue this conversation about Twitter, you can join in and make sure that you don't miss anything. And go back through my channel so that you can see the other stuff we've been talking about, hashtags and all that fun stuff. I hope that you've enjoyed the afternoon sunshine and all the nature going on. I've got bugs, I've got inchworms, it's so fun. So I hope to talk to you again soon. Thanks again for swinging by the channel. I'm Mrs. A, the book is The Early Bird Cafe. I'm sure you knew that by now. And the website is carrieaulenbacher.com, which has nothing to do with Twitter other than there's a little Twitter icon. Get out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great afternoon.